Hi, my name is Mohsin. The topic that I'm going to tell you about today is rate of confirmation. A rate of confirmation is basically the rate that has been pre-decided by the shipper of the product with the consignor of the product in order to transfer the product from one place to another. In this lecture today, we will discuss about the rate of confirmation and about electronic rate of confirmation. How rates are determined is also discussed in this session. A rate confirmation is an agreement of pay between the freight broker and the carrier that is legally binding. A freight broker must be provide a rate confirmation for the carrier to sign before proceeding. The rate confirmation portion may be included in the load tender form or included on a separate sheet. Rate confirmation are a form of contract that legally bind all parties to the agreed upon brokerage rate for freight. These can be ongoing and often filed and applied to ongoing freight transactions. These documents are of crucial importance to both freight brokers and carriers. Brokers especially need a way to categorize, confirm, and recall these documents for purposes of accuracy during account reconciliation and or brokering new runs. The problem with managing freight contract isn't just how many of them are across all the carriers and vendor partners. It also extends to things like amendments, situation-based rates, changes, freight-specific terms, and much more. If we simply put in, freight contracts are subject to change and are updated accordingly in Paramount. The first and most important step for better contract management is centralization. Centralization not only creates a manageable filing system for contract but also enables quick reference and comparison between contracts for optimal booking and better decision making. Centralization also enables better auditing and reconciliation for various carrier accounts. For example, searching a centralized contract database against amounts on a bill of lading can quickly yield insight into major discrepancies or help brokers determine out of tolerance variables. Using the electronic load and rate confirmation system. Negotiating and confirming agreements with your carrier is a crucial part of every broker's workflow and is with many other potentially time-consuming tasks. Tailway is designed to make load confirmation faster and easier. While you always have the option of printing or emailing your load confirmation documents manually, Tailwind also allows you to manage the confirmation process automatically using our electronic load and freight confirmation system. Sending out a load confirmation. To start the load confirmation process, simply navigate to the dispatch you want to confirm or create the dispatch if you have not yet done so. Once there, click on the Send Load Confirmation button at the top of the record. This will bring up an email dialog. The email dialog will be used by the email of the default contract for the carrier who has been assigned to the dispatch, but you can change to a different email target if necessary. You can also add or modify the body of the email that will accompany the load acceptance link. The email will always include a link to the load confirmation itself. What the carrier will receive. The carrier will receive an email that includes a link to an external load confirmation page. Clicking on that link will bring them to the page in question, which provides most of the details of the dispatch and includes a button they can use to accept the load. The page will not include the exact addresses of the shipments in question in order to protect against load sniping by a potential carrier. However, once the carrier accepts, they will be emailed a copy of the full load confirmation document, which includes the full pickup and delivery addresses. Once the carrier accepts it, when the carrier accepts the load, the system will automatically update the dispatch to reflect this change in status. It will also send out an email to the dispatcher who has been assigned to the dispatch in question, notifying them that the carrier has accepted. Finally, the carrier themselves receive an email with the full load confirmation document attached, checking your load acceptance status. Once you have initiated the load acceptance process, You can check on its status at any time by opening the dispatch. The Send Load Confirmation button will have changed to reflect the current status of the process. There are few possible statuses, which are awaiting acceptance. Once you send out the initial email, the dispatch will be set to awaiting acceptance and will remain as a status until the carrier accepts the load of confirmation. Load accepted. Once the carrier accepts the load confirmation, the status will be shown as load accepted. Load confirmation expired. An expired status appears only if the carrier has failed to accept the load within the configured expiry time. By default, a load acceptance link sent to the carrier will be expired after 24 hours. Once expired, the carrier will be no longer able to accept the load. Resending the load confirmation. At any point after sending out the initial load confirmation, you can resend the email by clicking on the status button and selecting the resend email button that appears in the pop-up window. This will open up the same email dialog as when you first sent the confirmation, allowing you to send it again or send it to new email address if it is necessary. This will resend the email and will also reset the expiry timer. Now I have concluded my lecture of today. I hope you understood it well. Thank you so much.